Hi, today I would like to talk with you about limiting beliefs. Where do they come from? How do they influence our life? And most importantly, how can we change them to something more positive and empowering? I'm Lisa, a transformational life coach, and most of my transformations included a change of some limiting belief. And also now I help my clients to change theirs when we see that some limiting belief is the root of a problem and doesn't let them to move forward. We create our lives by making decisions, important choices, and taking action, which depend a lot on what we're thinking and on our beliefs as well. People will interpret the same events and facts in a very different way. It will depend on what they believe in. And these interpretations will influence their decisions and their actions. If you're not happy with the result that you're getting now, maybe you're not making the best choices. And the reason could be in some limiting beliefs that have a negative influence on the way you interpret the reality. The interesting thing is that almost no one has chosen their belief consciously and deliberately. Mostly they come from our childhood, from our parents, from school or society. It's something that you heard about yourself in the past, and something that you learned about this world and other people. For example, maybe you heard something like that you were too lazy or not smart enough or something else about yourself. Maybe you heard things like you need some specific degree to become successful. Beliefs could be individual, and in this case they will describe our identity, value or capability. Those are beliefs that are all about what you think about yourself and what you can or cannot do. There's also another type of belief, and it is more universal. In this case, you can believe in something that you don't apply only to yourself, but also to others. For example, one can believe that after a certain age, you can't start a career change. And this will be a universal belief. We all have many different beliefs, and there is nothing wrong with it. The problems start when this belief influence our life in a negative way. For example, by stopping us from doing something that we want to do. And fortunately, there is a way to change it. You can change your limiting beliefs in something more positive and empowering. And I would like to guide you through 5 steps that will help you with this, and I will also share with you an example from my life. To change your limiting belief, you need to identify it, and this is the first step. Make it specific and clear. Think of when and where does this belief become more active. What kind of situations or circumstances can trigger it? Is it an individual belief or a universal one? For example, maybe you notice that you believe in something like, I'm not good enough. But this kind of belief that is not specific. You need to start looking when or where you believe in it. For example, during a date or a job interview. Or maybe when you're thinking about start learning some new skill like a language or some sport. By asking yourself different questions, you can make your belief more specific. And I will share with you an example from my life. When I moved in UK, I had a belief that my English is not good enough. But this belief is not specific. I saw it with like more details when I decided that I want to become a life coach, and I needed to take a coaching course. That's where the belief become triggered. And what I was thinking is that I can't do the coaching course here because my English is not good enough for this. So that's how you identify your limiting belief. Once you've done it, you should start looking for the negative influence that you have from this belief. And this is the second step, because we can have many beliefs without any specific influence. For example, if I didn't need English for anything, believing that my English is not good enough will not have any influence, and of course, in this case, I don't need to do anything with this. So you should look for influence of your limiting belief. What do you do or not do while you believe in it? What are results you're getting from it? How does it make you feel? When you answer this question, you should find the motivation to change this belief. So look at it in this way. What are you missing if you continue to believe in this? And what can you get or achieve if you change this belief? In my case, the influence was quite clear, that if I continue to believe that I can't do the course with my English, I will just not do it, and like this it will be giving up on my dream. So that's how I saw the influence, and that's also how I got the motivation to change it. Also, during this step, you should try to look what are you getting by having this belief. Because if you have it, it means that your mind needs it for something. And you should find what for. Maybe it's some kind of protection from stress or difficulties or some risks, or maybe it's something else. You can find it by looking what are you getting or what are you avoiding by keeping this belief. When you found your reasons, like about why do you need to change your belief, you can move to the third step, which is challenging your limiting belief. And you should try to make your belief weaker by looking for some proofs why it can be wrong. Maybe there is something in your past experience that can show that it was not always true. Maybe you're missing some important details in your present. And for example, if your belief is universal, you can look for other people's examples. For example, how did they achieve something that you think you can't but you want? In my case, I also start asking myself different questions to challenge this belief. What I understood that the only truth was that my English was not as good as I wanted it to be, but I didn't have any real facts about its connection with my capability to take the coaching course. So I start to look for new facts. I went to the introductory day, I listened to the presentation, I talked with some people, and like this I got a more realistic picture, which was that, yeah, my English is not perfect, but it doesn't mean that I can't do the course. Yeah, it could be challenging for me, but I understood that if I want to do, I can do it. And like that, I moved to the fourth step, which is finding a new realistic and positive belief. However, you can't just rewrite your limiting belief in the opposite way, because you need to believe in your new belief. If, for example, in my case, I tried to create a new belief, my English is so good that I can easily do the course, no, it would not work for me. Because you need something more realistic. You should try to find something believable, but also positive, something that will help you to move forward. I did it in this way. Yes, it is challenging to take the course, but I can do it, and I can also improve my English to get the result that I want. And after finding this new positive and empowering belief, you can move to the fifth step. And you should start trying it out and taking some actions. In my case, it was start using English as much as possible by listening, watching, like reading, speaking, and while I started doing it, then it was easier for me to decide to enroll the course. And during the course, of course, I saw my improvements, so the belief becomes stronger, and I successfully finished it later. And this is a good example, because if I didn't do anything in the very beginning, if I just continue to say it's not good enough, I can't do it, without trying to challenge it, without trying to find other options, maybe I continue to wait for another year or two, or maybe like forever, who knows. But the reason I've done it is because I had quite strong motivation, and that's what you also need to change your limiting belief. And in addition to these 5 steps, I recommend you to watch my other video, which is called How to Stop Procrastinating and Start Taking Actions. If you do the exercise, which I explained there, you can get enough motivation to change your limiting belief, and then it will be for you much easier to go through all these steps. If you have any question, you can leave me a comment below and subscribe to my channel to continue watch my videos about life coaching, transformational, personal growth, and self-development, and hit the bell to get notification about my new videos.